Good evening, all the Biafrans. Good morning, good night, good afternoon, depending on your time and your location. As you come in, please join me to like and share the program so others may know that we are live and we are late this evening. Because what we're about to do is things that we normally do that is quite different from what you might have from every other platforms. We have our own way of doing things. That is why we are here this evening. So please, as you come, endeavor to like and share the program so other people may know that we are live and we are direct. I salute our able leader, Mazen Nandekano. I salute the Prime Minister, Mas Simon Epanjoko. I greet you all for your wonderful job on behalf of all Biafrans, both diaspora, both anywhere in the world. I greet you all. And I also use this opportunity to greet my good friend, Ali. Good evening from here. I greet you from here. Thank you so much for always look for your friend and also being here. So all the well-meaning Biafra, all the real Biafras, please gather in here. Please like and share the program as you come in, because when you share the program, you are making other people to know that we are alive. We want you to know the importance of what we are doing and why we stand strong in what we are doing, that being our faith, and what can save our life as human beings, what we can remove us from being treated like animals in all the countries in the world. This is why we are here this evening, to touch light those things that we may be forgotten, those things that they don't want us to talk about, those things that was hide for us. They hid it for us so we cannot be able to find it, so we can continuously doing things that are not where it gets his support and the origin. But I thank Chukwu Abiyama as a time like this that we all can find an answer to our problem. That we all can come here, we can educate ourselves, we can make people to understand the impact of what we are doing when they see us on social media. Like and share. This is RealBiafraTv from the new country that was officially declared November 29, 2024. Like every other country, there was a day they all gathered together and declared their independence, declared their new nation. That is what we did on November 29, 2024. That is why I told you there is a method in what we are doing. Because what we are doing was what India did. India, a time come when people of India gathered together and declared their independence through a man who led them, Gandhi, who led India into their freedom. The way Mazen Nandekano, Mas Simon Epa is leading us. Before Nigerian government comes in and kidnap him, Mazen Nandekano also today Finland colluding with Nigeria to arrest our own Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa, and put him in prison today. That is what the same thing that Nelson Mandela did, the same thing that Jomo Kenyatta of Kenya did, the same thing of people of the world, even America, did, is what we are fighting today as our rights. But all we are getting from the so-called European country, white people who don't want black to succeed. The white people, America, UK, Japan, Germany, Australia, Russia, Finland, name all these countries. They don't want black people to succeed. That is why they keep on doing what? Trying to find a way to come back and put us in a mess for the second time. So, I want you to understand the importance of we as a new country that was merged from Africa. I want you to understand the importance of what we are doing and why we are doing it. That we want our own country, like what other country did. We want to be a nation of our own, to decide those that are going to rule us, those that are going to govern us, those that are going to be our friend, those that we want to live with them. That is the importance of what we are doing. So that's why I told you this evening. I say, welcome you, please. Welcome one another. As you come in, may you like and share the program. Before we start, I want you to know that people of India, through Gandhi, they fought for their freedom. Bangladesh fought for their freedom. Today they are a country, and many more. In 2021, a country like Afghanistan chased American army in their country and take over their land. In 2024, may you know that 2025, that Russia has given them recognition. That's what we're doing today. We of the people of Biafra, we of the people of Biafra, the new nation that was emerged on November 29, 2024, we have come to take our position in the entire world and international global stage for them to know who we are, that we have met all the criteria they asked us to meet for us to be a new nation. So in line of what we are doing, we have gone through all the processes for us to be a nation. And after November 29, 2024, we, the Biafran people, stood up and declare our country again. Because Biafra was declared through Chukwuemeka Odumegwu in 1967 to 1970, 3 years, when Britain come with their lie and their deceit to come and tell the Biafran people, oh, don't want, no victor, no vanquish, you can send that one Nigeria, after 50 years, you can go on, come have a round table meeting, if you can stay together or you don't. You know that this is a trap they set for the Biafran people. And Ojukwu and his men thought that is a true talk. Okay, let us be here for 50 years. If you take from the day Nigeria was amalgamated, Nigeria was not a country, just a company of a man from Britain, the Lugard and his girlfriend, who after they make love and they come out and say, call them Nigeria. Nigeria did not have official document of declaration like a country like India, a country like Pakistan, a country like Bangladesh. Even America, there was a day they stood up and declared themselves that today we are a new country, that we are a new nation. These are the things that as we are passing through all this we are passing through right now, that the world has mapped us out as a specific chicken to kill. America turned their back on us. UK are the masterminded of the problem we are facing through today. Russia is not on us. Israel, all of them, they are doing like as if those that are dying in Biafra, they are not human beings. But we are here to tell that whether you talk about us or not talk, it is our inalienable right to choose those who are going to govern us, those who are going to be our alliance with our country, and the kind of friend we want to keep. It's our right under self-defense, under human right, for us to be a nation. And we have met all the criteria. All the criteria they asked us to make, they said 4 principles first. We have conquered that first. We have met those 4 first criteria, and you overmet. And after the nation was declared, we are seeking for recognition from any country in the world to give us recognition that we, the people of United States of Biafra, has merged as a country, and we have stand on the dark ground on that existing protocol of the international community guideline to make sure that we get our recognition and ask Nigeria to leave our territory. We have become a sovereign nation. According to MONTEVIDEO Convention, we have become a sovereign territory, a country, after our official declaration. Because they said no matter whether recognition or no recognition, that once a country is declared officially, that country has met the first criteria of having population, divine territory, a working government, capacity to enter into relationship and sign a contract and a treaty with other countries and states and on the international global stage. We have met all these criteria and overmet. That is why we are here this night, to let you know those that have been deceived. In MONTEVIDEO Convention 1933, can we use the name Bridgie, get an international recognition or even local recognition anywhere? The answer is no. After our search, after our finding, we can never, and nobody in the world can use that name Bridgie, give us recognition. I don't know where Ogen Kere, Sana Akwarawa, Shiamaka Jere, and all these groups, even the name called IPOB, Indigenous People of Biafra, nobody will recognize us in this world until we come back to that name, United States of Biafra. That is the name that they will use to get us recognition. I want you to know that under international law, under MONTEVIDEO Convention, that what you are seeing, what we are doing as people of Biafra is our right. It's legal. Not even, it's legit and legal what we are doing. That is why I want you to know that in everything that we are doing, it is our right. No, what we are doing, like, when people say this is a party name, some people may decide to choose a name of a party. We are beyond that. We are no longer in the era of group of fighting for Biafra. Rather, we are now officially declared Biafra Biafra that was declared in 1967, that becomes a failed state. This time around 2024, November 29, we gathered together with over 500 or 1,000 delegates to declare Biafra. I want you to know that after our declaration, all the criteria for us to be a country, we has met all those criteria. Listen, I want you to see under international law, what a bridge simply means a transition of a movement of people. A bridge simply means a transition of even it is a music, even it is a market, that name bridge can be used for anything. But I'm going to prove to you this night why Obato will choose that name bridge. No, there is a name that when people hear this and their meaning. Let me give you an example. You might be being something like hospital and said bridge to life. It's a structure, not even the hospital. After you have built it, and say bridge to life. It has become a structure. In that structure, you build. It's like you build your hospital and give the hospital a name. And that name of the hospital is what that name is going to be bearing. And that is what people are going to use to recognize that thing as a country, or as a state, or as anything they can be able to use to recognize it. That is exactly what happened to us. But people refuse to understand because they want to make it to look like they know what they are doing while they don't know what they are doing. Listen to this. After using bridge as a transition for a new country, declaration, can they use bridge to get international recognition under international law? After using a bridge as a transition, that is what they call that if you want to translate it, or if you want to search and find out, ask them what is the meaning of bridge. They will tell you it's a structure of a transition of people. Transition to where you might, when you are building a hospital and put bridge for life, bridge to life, that means you are building a structure that are going to use to save people's life. Even organization can answer. That is why I told you, when we are in bridge, we are a non-profit organization. But we gather in there to get our people together, for them to come in, then let us go and declare United States of Biafra as a new country, not even old country, not even first time, for the second time. Chukwuemeka Ojimego done it in 1967 to 1970. Today, we have come to see a lot of things and change many things in what we are doing for us to get the right way of it. There is things they ask you to do before you can be a country. The world do know that a time will come when people will seek for a new country. And every country you are seeing in the world today, there was a time they are a new country. That is why you will hear that Finland are celebrating their independence. They declare their own on November. They declare their own 1917, December 6th. When it is every December 6th, they declare their independence. The America on their own, there is a year they stood up and declared their independence. Every year they celebrate it, which you know very well. Every country in the world, there is a time they become a country. They become a new country. There is not just a new country is not just falling from heaven. Those who are in America today, America did not just fall from heaven. People took a criteria. People took steps to build America. They passed through hard time. They passed through obstacle. They passed through setback. They passed through falling down. A lot of things went wrong. Even when they went inside internal Cold War with America versus America, North and South, they fought for the American independence. Some disagree, some agree, but when those who agree outline the number of those who disagree, everything went the way it went. And today, that is America, where people run into. A man who stood up, a Reverend Father, Martin Luther King, who stood up to fight for America, today is no longer alive, but he made that movement to save America from Britain. He made that move. Somebody must lead, whether you like it or not. In a class, there is a prefect and assistant prefect. Sometimes there is a lot of things. Why do you think that our own is going to be different in this world? It's not going to be different. We must undergo it. It's a matter of believing in what you believe, and to how to achieve it is now we have achieved step 1, step 2, step. On this step 4 of declaration. After declaration, the step we are into now, we are in the step of a what? Just a declaration of a new country. That is the step we are into. Declaration of a new country. Recognition. We have declared it, seeking for the last what? Recognition and international recognition. That thing that makes Chukwuemeka Odumegwu fail is one of the 5 things that makes Chukwuemeka Odumegwu fail. Our internal leader, who told us that Biafra will come from diaspora, who told us that Pharaoh, let my people go at last breath of his life. He said that Biafra people must go. And today we have left Nigeria. I am from United States of Biafra as a new nation that was declared on November 2029, 2004. That is from the country where I am. A day comes up when India declared their independence. When India was a new country, they fought their way out from also Britain. When America was fighting to fight their way out from Britain, do you know that France supported them, give them weapons, give them human aid for them to be free today? That free you see America is, there is those who sponsored and who helped them to do it. That is what we are looking for this time around, under international law. Because in Nigeria, we have become a people that they map out for killing. A people they map out to destroy, a people they map out to do all kind of things to them. This is what it is. I see my brother Shinedu. Thank you so much for coming. Good evening from here. I greet you. I greet everybody in the comment section. I greet you. Thank you for coming. Also, thank you for liking and sharing the program. This is a program to clear our people's mind under international law. We can't use IPOB to be a country. No. We can't use bridge to be a country. No. We can't use autopilot to be a country. No. We can't use CRC to be a country. No. We can't use any other name, any other thing to be a country, except what we have achieved by declaration of United States of Biafra. Remember the topic that we are going to read this evening. After using a bridge as a transition for a new country, for a new country declaration, can they use bridge to get international recognition? This is under international law that we are going to go in. So, moreover, Article 1 of MONTEVIDEO Convention, so you may understand. We are not just here to make studies, but we are explaining all these things because of things we have searched and what we have seen, that this is the truth that we must follow, and it is the right time for us to follow the truth. And for you to follow the truth, you must be disciplined, self-control. You must be who you are. You must understand what we are doing. For you to be on the side of truth. The truth is always bitter. But after last, when people say, after rain, there must be a sunshine. The sunshine are going to shine for those who stand up and time of the rainy season, they pass the rainy season. Hope you understand it. After a darkness, there must be a light. After midnight, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, from 12 o'clock to 4 o'clock, when it is 4:30, 5 o'clock, a light starts coming. That is what we are right now. So I want you to know the importance of what we are doing. As we are playing from this document, please continue to listen, because we are not here to just say it in our own way, but we want to tell you how it is under international law and what they ask us to do. So please, if this is your first time of coming to this page, RealBiafraTv, what we are doing is to find a document of international law of how a new country can be and the criteria of a new country and what they have to do. That is what we are destroying. That is what we are discussing here. To expose the lies of those who are deceiving you as a Biafran. To stop them from making you, because they only want their money. They only want your money. Nothing else, nothing more than that. I want you to know that everything that we are doing this time around, we must do it under international law to meet all the criteria they ask us to meet. Now we have met all the criteria, we are going to stop anything individual. We are going to stop anything structure. We are going to stop anything that is not under the government. Every other thing that we use to fight for this freedom, all are in the name, under the name of United States of Biafra. This is the pure truth I want you to know. I see my brother, Ogonna, my sister, Ogonna, yeah? I don't know whether you're a man or a woman, but you're welcome. So far, you're a Biafran. Thank you so much for coming. We are waiting for our people more, so like and share before we can start playing the document and doing the analysis of it. Even though I'm using my preamble to take you into what you'll be thinking this evening if you have saw the headline before you come seeing. After using Bridge as a transition for a new country declaration, can they use Bridge to get international recognition under international law? These are part of the things that we have to let you know this night. That's why I ask you, please like and share. Others know that we are live. We are not going to be too long. We are going to make it short so you can carry it and you can share it so others may learn it from you. You can post it on your status. You can post it on your 2 page. You can post it on your S handle so people will know that this is what it takes. Now, remember what we are going to do. After using a bridge that was a transition for a new country declaration, can they use bridge to get international recognition under international law? Listen with your pen and your paper, jot some things down so you may be able to defend yourself and the government in what the so-called, those who call themselves bridge. You know, when they come, they make it BRIG. It sounds very big, but what is the meaning? The meaning is a common word. Transition of any group that comes together to build a something. That is what it just simply means. A transition. And you also ask, why did Oba Tobi choose Mazan Kanu choose IPOB? This is not people of Biafra. And Oba Tobi choose again bridge. It's a structure, not a country. And after a country is being officially declared, the so-called bridge ends from that day the country was declared. Because it's like somebody building a house. You are building your house. Are you going to still go back to be picking those things that's where you have gathered to build a house? The answer is no. You enter inside a new house and move on and start maintaining the new house. That is what bridge is all about. Listen as we play this voice.
No, a name alone, even a symbolic one like bridge, cannot be used to gain international recognition under international law. The process for a new entity to become a recognized state is governed by specific legal criteria and is ultimately a political act.
I hope you are here with me. I hope you are here with me. After using bridge as a transition for a new country declaration, can they use bridge to get an international recognition under international law? It now further says, no, a name alone, even a symbolic one like bridge, cannot be used to gain international recognition under international law. The process for a new entity to become a recognized state is governed by specific legal criteria and is ultimately a political act. Why do I take my time to present this thing for you? It's for you who are still confused, they are still deceiving you, for you to know that they said no, a name alone, even a symbolic one like bridge, cannot be used to gain international recognition under international law. The process for a new country, for a new entity to become a recognition state, is governed by a specific legal criteria and the ultimate a political art. What we want you to know is very simple. That name called bridge. That no word, nowhere they can use it to give us recognition. Are you still doubting it? They said no name, even a symbolic one like bridge. See, that's crossword over to be used, that body language of a bridge. There is, when we go further, you may now know why over to be using. That word bridge is something that the world likes to hear. It's way meaning something. Even you can use a bridge to form a music. But is the music, is it going to bear a name of bridge? The answer is no. If they said a bridge is a transition to brings all article, all part of music, all part of everything out for them to stand. After they're standing, they will choose what they want to do. Remember, in this platform, in the areas of this platform, we treat how we can form a new code. I told you, you must meet people online, you will have a handset, you will have an internet, you will start preaching from social media. People will start to joining you from there. You start forming people in the country where they are. If they are 10, they will form and answer the name you gave. They want them to, the name you introduce. We have done all this in the past in our platform. I want you to simply understand those things that they used to deceive you. I want to repeat it back to you again. After using a bridge as a transition, see, under international law, they call bridge a transition movement. That's what we did, a transition. Now, after you have used it to transit out from to govern people, that is a transition. What we did in Finland is a transition. We used the name bridge, went to Finland to go and declare United States of Biafra. And they told you that even a symbolic one like bridge cannot be used to gain an international recognition under international law. And they said it is a legal criteria and is ultimately a political art. Mazizi Way, you're welcome. Good evening from here. Listen to this again as I read. After using bridge as a transition for a new country declaration, can they use bridge to get international recognition under international law? It now says no. A name alone, even a symbolic one like bridge, cannot be used to gain an international recognition under international law. The process for a new entity to become a recognized state is governed by a specific legal criteria, and it is ultimately a political art. I want this thing to be clear to you. I want this thing to be clear to fellow Biafrans. That name under international law, IPOB, Masobo, Autopilot, Bridge, RCC, Falling Back, and what all of them, no country will use it to give us any important or international recognition in this world. Hope you had it here. Now, what are those criteria under international law? Listen.
Criteria for statehood. Under international law, particularly as outlined in the Montevideo Convention of 1933, an entity must meet 4 specific criteria to be considered a state.
I hope you get it. Under international law, particularly as outlined in the Montevideo Convention of 1933, an entity must meet 4 specific criteria to become considered as a state. What are those criteria? You know it all. See, I don't know, anyhow you search this and go with everything, they will come back and tell you these 4 criteria. They will come back and bring those 4 criteria out to us to pay attention to it. And that is the most important part of it. That is the most first step. and the people are still deceiving you. People are still trying to, because they thought we are not going to search it out. We are out to bring the truth to the notice of everybody, to every layman understanding. That is what this platform represents. Whatever you need to hear that is happening in Biafra land, in everywhere, there is a platform that that is their job. But this is particular one thing we do here. This is to educate ourselves. I want you to go and tell the enemies, Ogenkere, with the BRIG, their head will be big like this. It's nothing. It's just a transition of a movement of a people. Nothing. It's like when you want to travel abroad. You must start by looking for money. Can you use the name Can you use the name of the work you did to get money when you want to travel abroad? When you travel, you go and name it as your name. And when you go, if you look for them, tell them, so before I start coming here for the first time, I work in one construction building they call Young Shagro building. So whatever I'm doing here, I want you to become a Young Shagro. I used to recognize as a human being. Who does that? That is exactly what they are telling you. That is how they're deceiving our people. Yes, I see Shomi. Good morning, good evening from here. Thank you so much for coming. I thank you so much. What we are doing, I want to refresh it for those important personnel who are on the comment section right now, is after using bridge as a transition for a new country declaration, can they use bridge, BRIG? Can they use it to get an international recognition? They said no. A name alone, even a symbolic one like bridge, cannot be used to gain international recognition under international law. The process of a new entity, a new country to become a recognized state is governed by the specific legal criteria and is ultimate a political act. Now, when I told you criteria for a statehood, for us to be a country under international law, particularly as outlined in the Montevideo Convention 1933, entity must meet 4 criteria to be considered as a state. Why we are doing this night is to let you know, you that they keep on deceiving you. When they will chat you, BRIG, the head will be like this. None of country in the world, even in Africa, can use it to recognize us. Nobody. They can only use a name of a country, United States of Biafra, to recognize us. Please, as you come, please like and share. If you think that what you to share is your power, is your right to decide to share. It's not by force. But if you think what we are doing and what's being shared, I want to share it. Let us continue listening.
1. A permanent population. There must be a settled community of people living in the territory. 2. A defined territory. The entity must have control over a specific identifiable area of land. 3. A government. There needs to be a functioning government that can exercise effective control over the territory and its population. 4. Capacity to enter into relations with other states. The entity must have the ability to conduct foreign policy and engage in diplomatic relations. Well,
I hope you are listening. We see, anyhow you search this thing, turn it down, raise it up, go by the left, go by the side, go by the right, they are still mentioning the same thing in all that I have searched so far, in all I have acquired so far. That is why I know that that name, United States of Biafra, is a savior to all of us right now. That name, United States of Biafra, is the only name that United States of Biafra is only name that they will recognize us, no other. And they are After what we had here, a permanent population, the permanent population we have is from where we get out over 50 million self-referendum vote to go and declare. That's proof. And in that our self-referendum vote, those that in the homeland applying you and I who are in abroad. Could you believe that? Those in the homeland understand the importance of freedom. And you who are in a country where you are free could not understand it. And they now could bridge a name that can never give you anything. A defined territory. That is why we have 40 states of Biafra land. We have 40 states in Biafra land today that made up of United States of Biafra as a country. A government that are functioning. Who are the deputy prime minister? Who are the surrogates? Who are the asked to protect the mandate? These are the things that we almost know. We have the population, a government that can enter into a relationship with other states, not a bridge that can come and enter into it again. This is what it simply means. Now, we want to go into this word called bridge. They said bridge is a transition of anything in the world, everybody in the world can use to build a music, to build a church, to build anything. You can tag bridge or to build a hospital. You can tag bridge to life. That is what they use when they're building hospitals. And let me ask you a question. Have you seen a hospital after using that word bridge, people gathered under it? And the hospital will be a bridge. No. The hospital will be a name that they choose to give the hospital that people or a state where the hospital is can use to recognize the hospital. That is what we are doing here. You know that every school is a school. But they must say that they will say this is a high school, this is a secondary school for girls. They will give them all names. And that is the name they will use to organize them. They will not use the name of the medicine or the engineer. Those that contributed money and said, because of the one that contributed money, we are going to use their name as the name of the school. Have you happened before? We just need a common sense and apply to defeat those enemies who never want Biafra to be a country. Who want us to continuously being relevant where they have nothing to offer. Where they have nothing to offer you and I. Let's continue listening.
A bridge could symbolize the group's intent to connect with other nations. The group must first demonstrate that it has an effective government and the capacity to engage in relations before other countries will even consider recognition.
I hope you heard it here clearly. Why a bridge could be symbolize a group. A bridge symbolizes a group of a people who gather together to do one thing or remove Biafra on it to the first. In company, building a company, it's a bridge. It's a bridge or bridge. You know how you can address it. They must use something to build people, gather people together to stand here and do one thing. Have you seen a house they have built? After building that house, they named the house the name of engineer. Have you? The answer is also no. In the beginning, I will be refreshing it to the beginning so you may understand. After using a bridge as a transition for a new country declaration, can they use bridge to get an international recognition under international law? It says no. N-O, no. A name along, even a symbolic one like bridge, because many people are using bridge as a name of a structure for them to move forward. And that name was well sound on an international global stage. They also recognize that name. That is a symbolic name. That when you said you present a bridge to life, a bridge of building, a bridge of this, that the world also know that word. And they told that it's a transition. A bridge is just a transition of a group of a people, like we Biafran people. The group must first demonstrate that it has an effective government. Remember, this is where Ogen they are misleading our people. Why bridge could symbolize a group of internet to contact with other nations. The group must first demonstrate that it has an effective government and the capacity to enter into relations before other countries will even consider recognition. What we have to understand here is very simple. What we are understanding here is this. Obato Obie use this name bridge, bring all of us together to be under bridge to build our nation. They said, with other nations, we are there to gather together. That is where we are. The name we used to go to Finland to go and declare United States of Biafra back. You see how it becomes a transition? No, that is why you use it. Because one, that name in the world gives a respect to anybody who are using that name to build whatever you want to build under it. The group must first demonstrate that demonstrate under Bria we have a government. That is why. Do you know when Obato demonstrate that we have a government? When our sister like Amaka have problem in Canada, this bridge government under Simon Ekpa that now are a full under United States of Biafra after our declaration. They write a memo, they write a letter to Canada to save our sister, and the country Canada respected it and also know that this is a workable government. Now, going into this effective government, it shows that they are government. That is why we can save Amaka with that name bridge when we are under bridge. Now, the capacity to engage in relationship before other countries will be considered a recognition. See, now, after we have used it to declare it, we have a government. Now, the government, we are going to enter into a relationship with other countries. Not to bridge to enter into a relation with other countries. No country can use bridge, IPOB, autopilot, MASOB to give us recognition. No country. Because a country talk to a country. That is what Video Mont Convention proved to us. Exactly. That is what it proved to us. That we, the Biafran people, that what we are doing is our right to do. What we are doing is something we have to. Support the government. That is only what can give us recognition. This name, United States of Biafra, is what will give us name. Go and check in the world. I have asked, name of the countries that use a structure to get recognition for their people. They say none. You must be a state before a state can talk to you. You must be a country before a country can look at you. You must be a nation before a nation can look for you. That was the stakeholders. And they told you it's a state. You must continue.
The role of recognition. Even after an entity meets these criteria, international recognition is not automatic. It is a political act by other countries. A new state's existence is a matter of fact, but its legal status in the international community is determined by the willingness of other countries to recognize it. This recognition can be influenced by.
Listen. Even after an entity met these 4 criteria, international recognition is not automatic. For those who are telling you, hey, you're a state now, but nobody recognize you, we are not going to force them to get recognition. They said, even after an entity, that is a state, met those criteria, international recognition is not automatic ticket. Because of we have declared it. It does, oh, after we declare it, you declare a nation, you prove you have currency, you are not using it, you prove your nation, no country is calling. No, it will come gradually process. It takes Finland 1 year and before the international recognition. When Ojukwu was fighting, even Africa here, it takes Ojukwu 1 year for him to get recognition. Even France, even America, 1 year. Go and check the history. So, when they want to deceive you, do not be deceived. Do not panic. Because they are not telling you the truth. But it is a legal status in the international community. It is demanded by the willingness of other countries to recognize it. It's not force. But you will be a country on your own before they will come. They are not going to make you to be a country. When you look at what the British are presenting to you, they are trying to tell you that it's only other countries will make you to be a country. How? It's you will prove you are right to be a country. It's you will prove how strong you are to be a country. Before country, they will see like a country. I have told you the dangers after the creation of Biafra. You fall back to bridge. Is it what you want? Falling back. Setting your life back. Is it what you wish yourself? Under international law, it demands by the willingness. They are not going to force anybody to give a country recognition. But in due time, the recognition must surely come. These are the things that we all have to bear in our mind. These are the things we have to know this time we are into. So you won't be deceived. You won't be giving criminals your money. They only after your money. They know that after declaration, they are no longer relevant. All their position died in bridge because of their power hunger. That is why they keep telling you, BRIG. Your head will swallow. Nothing. A transition of people to go and get a new country. That's what it just simply means. That is what just it is. And you are here today listening to that rubbish, spending your money there. I am sorry for you. We must continue.
Political interests. Countries may choose to recognize a new state to gain a strategic ally or to signal their support for a certain political cause.
Do you hear it? Political interest. Country may choose to recognize a new country to gain a strategic alliance or to single their support for a certain political cases. There is things that will trigger country to recognize us. One, we must prove that we're a peaceful country, like what Musa Rebeze, she is doing. That's why I told you, it's not a time of photo. It's not a time of Biafra liberation army. No, it's a time to build the army and present to the world that they met the criteria, they understand the rule of engagement, they are professional under international laws. These are times where we are into. I want you to know that country may choose security recognition depending on what they want from us. Do you understand it? Not a bridge. Now they say they make it, country may choose to recognize a new country. Country. Recognize what? A country. Not a country to recognize a bridge. So those countries are the ones that are making you to be a country. When you are waiting for them to recognize you before you will prove that your country is United States of Biafra, before you start looking for international passport, before you start looking for currency, you are not eligible enough to be what? A country. You must prove anything from yourself. Brother, I am from United States of Biafra. I am from the new country that was declared, search online, a new country that was declared on November 29, 2024. Like the way McHandy lead you to your declaration of your new country, India. You know what Magandhi passed through in the hands of Britain for India to be a country? That is what we are passing through today. We are seeking for an international recognition, brother. As you come, please like our page and also share our program so others may know that the new country are seeking for recognition. You remember the roots, the rule of India in a fight between Pakistan and Bangladesh. Gandhi and another person was the one who stopped that war and give Bangladesh a declaration, give them, they give them recognition after Bangladesh has declared it officially. That is what India did. India was first country ever to give Bangladesh recognition. So today, we, the people of United States of Biafra, has declared Biafra officially, and we want to be a country like you. When you see some black, ask them, are you a Biafran? Then support them, give them shelter for them to. We are a country that has what all the mineral resources in the world. That is why America, Britain, Israel, Russia, they want to wipe us away because we have oil that can never finish in the whole entire life until this world ends. They want to wipe us away. That is why they don't want us to be a new country. They are cleaning our Nigeria government is cleaning our people day in, day out, kidnapping them, arresting them, taking them silently without bringing them to the courts. We are passing through hell because we want to stay on our own. It's not our right. The history must repeat. It's our time for the history to be repeat. I want you to know that what we are doing this time around centralized on the international recognition. What we are doing stands on how we can get our own recognition. Remember, it's all about politics. It's all about political act for a new country to get an international recognition. We must continue.
Historical ties. A former colonial power or a country with strong historical ties may be the first to extend recognition.
Now, what happened here is this. Historical ties. A former colonial power or a country with a strong historical ties may be the first to extend recognition. I want you to know that everything that we are doing, there is a method in our madness and why we are doing that. I also want you to know that nobody will stop what we are doing unless we Biafran people decide to stop what we are doing. Now we have declared it. Do you think that we can stop? The answer is no. We are not going to stop. We must continue doing everything humanly possible to get an international recognition. It is very, very imperative as we continue to do what we are doing, because what we are doing is our right to do it. And I want you to know that everything is about us, not about them. So do not panic. Do not panic. Do not panic. So everything in between follows up in what we are doing. Whenever I told you things that you may have from this platform is not what you have from every other platform. You have every other platform to get any information you want. But when it comes to this platform, this is only what we do. Remember, I can see you, my brother, Chidubemi Manel. I can see Oliver Ozo. The topic that I want to get you to, for you to follow along, those who just come in. After using a name, Bridgie, as a transition movement for a new country declaration, can they use Bridgie to get an international recognition under international law? He says no. The name alone, even a symbolic one like bridge, cannot be used to gain international recognition under international law. The process for a new country to become a recognized state is governed by specific legal criteria and is ultimately a political act. Criteria for statehood under international law, particularly as they outlined in the Montevideo Convention, Article 1 of 1933, an entity must meet 4 criteria to become considered as a state. When you wait for people to give you recognition before you become a country, that means those people are the ones forcing you to be a country. You are not prepared to be a country. You are not prepared. You know what it takes to be a country. That is why you are waiting. You are going to America. You are going to this. You are lobbying. You are with the senator. You are with this. You are a rogue. You know what you are doing. You are a fool, a buffoon. That's who you are. Those are falling bridges. I hope you had it here. They said no. They cannot use a name like Bridge to give anybody international recognition. No country. They said here, state recognize a state. Countries voluntarily, willingly gives other countries a recognition, not by force. Under Montevideo Convention, Article 1, paragraph 1 to 3, 4, 5. Go and read. That is from where I'm bringing this to you, for you to know that what we are doing, it is our right to do that. Listen to this as we continue. Remember, the group, they call it a group, not a government. A group of bridge cannot use the name to get an international recognition. In a country recognition, it depends on a country that their interest to give you a recognition as a new state or a new country. We must continue.
Compliance with international law. The international community is more likely to recognize a state that shows a commitment to human rights, international humanitarian law, and peaceful relations. In short, while a powerful name can be useful for public relations and building a cohesive identity, it is the substance, the fulfillment of the legal criteria for statehood and successful diplomatic efforts that leads to international recognition. The name bridge would be a symbolic flourish on a foundation that must be built with political and legal legitimacy.
I hope you followed me. That is what that name bridge is, a very powerful name under international law, under the eyes of the world. That is why Obato use it for us to have that the same respect and that the same honor in the eyes of the world. Remember, they can use IPOB, the indigenous people of Biafra, and nobody will use because of our name is indigenous people of Biafra and give us recognition. Nobody. And nobody will use because of our name is Bridgie, that's B-R-I-G. It was, they call it, their head will swell up. A name, just a transition of a people to get to where they are going. And when they answer the name. It's like a man who had a child. You marry a wife. After marrying a wife, you do 1 or 2. Let's do 1 or 2 for the head of the girl. The girl will give a child, and the child will bear a full name that everybody in the world must call he or her. They will not use the name of what you did to get her to woman to name the child. What happened to our common sense? Because of you want money. This is why you are destroying. You see the truth and you are destroying the truth. It's not my words. What I'm doing is to bring this document and present to you. The thing I will do is to search and get it for you. For you who are there deceiving you, that name bridge. They call it a group that can never get recognition for a country. Search on your internet. Can any group get a recognition for a country? Can a group get recognition before they can call a country a country? Just type it and tell me what you will see. Nowhere in the world, never happened before. except that the Nigerian government plotted this hijackers, this criminal, these deceivers in the midst of all to deceive you, and you accepted the deceit. I am sorry for you, because for the real Biafran people who are on this comment section, they know their right and what they are doing. We can't accept it any longer. We cannot hold it any longer. That is why we stood up and declare United States of Biafra as a new nation. My people, I want to allow the voice to play without interrupting it before we can allow a call. Before, as you are listening, type this number to call and tell us how you feel or what you think about what we are doing this evening before we continue to the next article of it. The number to call is +9 7 3 360 51 337. It's an interactive session where you are free to call and submit your own opinion. What do you think? Even if what is happening in all around what we are doing, you are free. It's your mind, it's your thoughts. It's a free world where every word is free. Do not come here to say abusive word, not come here to attack. Remember YouTube guideline, we must conduct ourselves in a peaceful manner and in a matured way. The number to call, repeat again, is +9 7 3 3 60 51 337. If you want to call, you are free to call. As I allow you to play, after that, we will go in more in what we have here this night to do.
No, a name alone, even a symbolic one like bridge, cannot be used to gain international recognition under international law. The process for a new entity to become a recognized state is governed by specific legal criteria and is ultimately a political act. Criteria for statehood. Under international law, particularly as outlined in the Montevideo Convention of 1933, an entity must meet 4 specific criteria to be considered a state. 1. A permanent population. There must be a settled community of people living in the territory. 2. A defined territory. The entity must have control over a specific identifiable area of land. 3. A government. There needs to be a functioning government that can exercise effective control over the territory and its population. 4. Capacity to enter into relations with other states. The entity must have the ability to conduct foreign policy and engage in diplomatic relations. While bridge could symbolize the group's intent to connect with other nations, the group must first demonstrate that it has an effective government and the capacity to engage in relations before other countries will even consider recognition. The role of recognition. Even after an entity meets these criteria, international recognition is not automatic. It is a political act by other countries. A new state's existence is a matter of fact, but its legal status in the international community is determined by the willingness of other countries to recognize it. This recognition can be influenced by political interests. Countries may choose to recognize a new state to gain a strategic ally or to signal their support for a certain political cause. Historical ties. A former colonial power or a country with strong historical ties may be the first to extend recognition. Compliance with international law. The international community is more likely to recognize a state that shows a commitment to human rights, international humanitarian law, and peaceful relations. In short, while a powerful name can be useful for public relations and building a cohesive identity, it is the substance, the fulfillment of the legal criteria for statehood and successful diplomatic efforts that leads to international recognition. The name bridge would be a symbolic flourish on a foundation that must be built with political and legal legitimacy.
It is a foundation. It is what? A foundation for people to gather together to declare a new country, a new state that the government of the other country might decide to talk to, give recognition depend on what they want. If a group that fight for their freedom use a name like Bridge to get people together after declaration, can they use the name Bridge get international recognition? This another article. This is exactly Article 2 of Montevideo Convention, paragraph 2 under Article 1. I want us to continue learning. I want us to continue ourselves. That's why I said, if you wish to call, you are free to call, because what we are doing, every sense is what we needed, but we must present ourselves in a way that people that will see us, we understand what we are doing. I want you to understand why Obato they choose that name bridge that is causing a problem today. They say it's a powerful symbolic choice. Listen to this.
While using a name like Bridge could be a powerful symbolic choice, it does not, on its own, guarantee international recognition for a group fighting for freedom. International recognition is a complex process that depends on various factors beyond a group's name.
Beyond on the group's what? Name. Now, why using a name like Bridge could be a powerful symbolic choice. This name Bridge in the world, they recognize it. They see it as something that people that under it know what they want to do and what they want to achieve. It's a name to achieve something, to transition into the final destination of what you want to build or what you are looking for. You see that BRIG, my people, nothing is there. It's only to where you bring people. Like, you know, I say, like, let me give you an example of Nigeria. People under party names, they all, after election, whether you lose or you get, we come together under a country name to rule and govern the country, not using the party name ahead of the country. They call it beyond a group's name. Don't no IPOB, Masobo, Autopilot, CRC, all these things is happening today. They say it is beyond it. A group name. It does not on its own grant international recognition for a group fighting for freedom on international law. A name like Bridge is what we are discussing here this night. For when you see them shouting Bridge, that's why I told you, come with your pen and your paper so you can be jotting down things that you can use to put them to mold where they belong. Remember what I told you? Demolishing one stupid lawyer, put him inside gutter, inside sewage. You remember that word? That is what you by now we have to be doing. Not being social media all the time, doing it as no matter, doing like them, because when you see that you are moving forward, and the only thing they will do is to drag you down to their level. When you refuse to get to their level, they will start criticizing you and they want you to behaving like them. Using a name like Bridge could be a powerful symbolic choice. This is how international that addresses this word Bridge. There is a place where I'm passing. They are building a very fine hospital in this country where I am. They write Bridge to life. But they are building a hospital. Now they have finished the hospital. They gave the hospital name. They did not say, no, the hospital is Bridge to life. No, because that is the name every people gathered, even when they are borrowing money. Some they use that name, but we are building a structure. This is our name we use. But when the hospital gets all ratification of the building, they give it the name of the hospital. Exactly what we are into. And because our people want money, because our people never want freedom. Some of them never want freedom. They decide to sabotage what we are doing. Udoka, good evening from here. Okichuku, good evening from here. Thank you for coming. Please like and share. Like and share the program as you come see. I told you this page needs their support. We want to build this platform in a bigger way. So when we come, like what we're reading now, we can put it on our screen. All of us will be reading it because our people That's why I try to search the one that has a voice, to use their own intonation to read, so they will know that I am only analyzing those things to bring it down to our layman understanding, the way I understand it, to explain it. So you may from there, you may also get a little bit sense of it and explain it in your own way. That's why I even say that it's a interactive session that anybody can call anytime you want to call in. You can support this program by super chat, you can support it by anyhow you like. On the conversation, how you can support it is there. We want to build this platform in a bigger way. Akubilo, good evening from here. I see you in the comment section. We are talking about bridge. Using the name bridge, they said the name bridge. Listen, let me repeat. It does not. Listen. Why using a name like bridge could be a powerful symbolic choice? Obatobi chooses it as a choice. It does not, or its own, grant international recognition for a group fighting for a freedom. Under international law, recognition is a complex process that depends on the various factors beyond a group names. They call it a group what? People. A group names. Group answer basub. You can't get recognition. Answer Uguna Wampa. You cannot use against recognition. Answer in America as a group that used to fight for the freedom. It can't until you declare it officially and stand on that name to avoid some dangers that we follow in. These are why it is very, very imperative for you to understand the importance of your declaration and why none of all these groups can give us recognition. When you're listening today or tomorrow morning when we're going to finish the program, you might hear what they call them. They call them non-profit group that can never get a recognition for a country. And when you are waiting for a country to recognize you before you be a country, are you a normal human being? That means you are not to be a country. You want people. So eventually you say, are you not the one who going to recognize me as a country? I told you that my name is a country. Are you following my people? Just say common sense to add in what we are doing. Factor for international recognition. Factors. Listen.
Factors for international recognition. Political context. The geopolitical landscape plays a huge role. A group's ability to gain recognition is heavily influenced by the interests of powerful nations and international organizations like the United Nations. Some governments may be reluctant to recognize a new group if it threatens their existing alliances or economic interests.
Do you see it? I hope you are following. When we are in a group, we are in a bridge. As a group, that is what you told about Obie. It's using a group of people. This is where that word came from. And those enslaved who want to make that word to become a reality, instead of them to denounce the stupid name they are answering and be under University of Biafra. All these are documents that we have. We have a document that there was a time we answered IPOB when we are carrying placards and doing protests. At the time of Abato Obie uses at home one of the most beautiful disobedient order for us to get our attention of the world. This is why it becomes a group that are very effective. When we in Abato was giving all these orders, he was trying to let people the world to know that we are Biafran people, that we are preparing for something bigger in future. What happened? He made it officially that we are going to go to Finland to declare our new country as a new nation. No matter how strong the group it is, it can never get recognition. No matter how strong, no matter how powerful, no matter how everything happens, it can never, unless it becomes a country. Because they know that a group, they told you that a group that is fighting for a freedom fighter can now use a name such like powerful of the one called Bridge to get an international recognition. No country, no state will use it and recognize you as a country. You must be who you are. You must prove it to the world before they will come to give you recognition. Why are people, because of money, because of envy and jealousness, you shy away from the truth? You run away from the truth. Because of what? Because you don't know the value of having a declaration and having a government that will represent you on an international global stage. We must continue.
Actions and legitimacy. The actions of the group are crucial. Are they seen as a legitimate, unified, and representative body? Do they adhere to international humanitarian law and human rights principles? A group that commits atrocities or lacks a clear, legitimate political structure will find it very difficult to gain recognition, regardless of its name.
I hope you had it. That is why here now is for that. Now we are people of University of Biafra. We don't need Woto anymore. Everything must change and drop on that name that we use when we are doing Woto. It's no longer the era of Woto, just Woto now. What the government are doing is not about Woto. It's about an international diplomatic movement and relations that we have to carry along. They say a group that commits atrocities or lack of a clear legitimacy political structure will find it very difficult to do what? To get international recognition. That is, now that we are a country, we are not going to be using Woto anymore. Do you understand? Everything that we are playing, everything that we are going in is for our own benefit. Now you can see why I am hitting on media. We must know things that we are presenting to the world for us to also help our government for our international recognition, because the world are looking. Sometimes some platform will fly into YouTube or into S handle of someone. You may try to pay attention to know what are they talking here, and you are here sagaring your fellow brother. I'm sorry for you. You are here lying against the government, and you give people a job to come and debunk your lies. The ability to comment their message, highlight their cause, and gain political media coverage. We need a political media coverage in what we are doing. We must behave to standard of a country before anybody will look at us. We must behave peacefully, diplomatically, reconciliations. These are what they are looking from our hand before they can be able to say, yes, this country are peaceful, we give recognition, they are not going to be a threat to the world or to our country anymore. These are part of the things that we all must understand in what we are doing. We must use, yes, if coming to use a structure, they say that we must gather together with a name of something. About to be use bridge, Wazika use Masob. IPOB use not use the people of Biafra. IPOB. This one, the criminals have hijacked and messed it up today. And that's also how the criminals hijack Bridge and mess it up. After declaration, we don't need Bridge again. What we need is what? United States of Biafra government, that we go into treaty, sign agreement, sign document for us to be a country. We all must know that everything that we are doing, we must meet those criteria, and we have overmet those criteria. So we must adhere to seek for an international recognition. I hope you are following.
Media and public relations. A well-coordinated public relations campaign can significantly influence international public opinion and, in turn, government decisions. The ability to communicate their message, highlight their cause, and gain positive media coverage is essential.
I hope you had it. Media is very important. That's why I'm crying for media. There are things that we must change. There are things that we must ignore to prove to them that we are better than those who never want Biafra to come. Media and the public relation, a well-constructed public relations campaign can significantly influence international publicly opinion and its turn government decisions. What we are doing on social media, how we're exposing their law and telling them, look at what you said, look at what you're supposed to do. All these things are important to do at the time we are into. It's not that I want to hear a story, Gento has been by, we carry it every. No. It doesn't, others are not relevant. What relevant is a media campaign that can present to the world that this is what you said, we have achieved this, we have achieved that. Why are you not recognizing us? Why do you left us? Oh, so these laws are not for us. We attack the international laws. They will know that we are serious on what we are doing. Campaign of the Nuke State, United States of Biafra. We must campaign for it. For them to seek to get attention for the world, for attention of the world to draw on where we are. What makes Ojukwu lose? Second thing is media. He does not have a powerful media that could have helped him to castigate Biafran war and let the world know. He never knew that 2 days for America to turn down Nigeria offer and join them, Ojukwu move away and leave the war. And they declare no return of wish. In all, this time around, we are not going to take any back yardstick in what we are doing. We have declared it for the second time. If we fail this time around, our generation has already been mapped out to wipe away by Nigeria. We wipe everybody away. Or nobody will be inside it. Utopia, everywhere will be bush. Animal will fall inside your house. That is the plan of Nigeria in our land. And you are giving them that support. You are giving them that evil support. You support them by destroying, by calling Minister of Biafra, by calling United States of Biafra names, deceiving yourself. For how long are you going to live like this? For how long are you going to be doing what doesn't matter? Let's continue.
Diplomatic efforts. Active and strategic diplomatic engagement is key. This includes lobbying foreign governments, building relationships with international non-governmental organizations, and participating in international forums.
Are you hearing it? The way it is now, if there is a country like America, Russia, Israel, they are passing through hard time, we can contribute our money and give to them. Because of what? We want to draw their attention. That is why when he told Israel, if they need food soldiers, he's going to give over 15 million of Biafran army, or 15,000 of Biafra, 15,000 of Biafra soldiers to Israel for food march. Is it not true? This is where all these things are very important. Diplomatic movement is under the government to lobby a government of other countries, because we are a state. No lobby. I have proved to you that lobby cannot lobby for us now, because they are non-organizational group that does not exist under international law. The criteria of statehood, they are not among them. Only government, organized governments, only countries build relationship with countries. Only countries build what? Relationship with countries. A group will build relationship with a group. That is where we are. Remember what we're discussing. Let me remind you again. If a group that fight for their freedom use a name like Bridge to get people together, and after declaration, can they use the name Bridge get international recognition? They say no. Not even Bridge. No matter how powerful that word it is, no matter how the world see that word Bridge, they said no. It's only official government of a country that was declared officially we seek for international recognition in the name of the country. We must continue.
A group named Bridge could use the symbolism of the word to their advantage, framing themselves as a connection between their people and a free future, or a link between their cause and the international community. However, this is a metaphorical tool. It won't be enough to overcome political and diplomatic obstacles. Recognition is earned through sustained action, legitimacy, and strategic diplomacy, not just a name. This video, while not about a political group, explains the musical term bridge and its purpose, which is to provide a transition and connection between different parts of a song.
You see, a bridge is something that connects into parts different of things that we are doing as a Biafran people when we are under bridge. They say no matter how strong that name it is, no matter the advantage they have, no matter how the name strong, that it can never get recognition for a country, for a new country that was declared after using that name fight for a freedom. Or to be used name of bridge, fight as a freedom fighter. Master Simon Ebanjoko, that was he used. And he knew that the time will come when we are not going to be under that name. That is why he took 1 year to prepare for the declaration of United States of Biafra. And people are here today making mockery of themselves because Obato Obie. Even if Obato Obie is here, they already plan what they are doing when Obato Obie is here with, because by November they have removed his name and put their own. Everything that we are doing this time around, we must understand the importance of it. Why are we wasting our time? Why are we wasting our time being confused on things that does not matter? Remember 1 and 2 headline we did this evening. If a group that fight for their freedom use a name like Bridge to gather people together after declaration, can they use the name Bridge get international recognition? Or say no, hell no. They cannot. It's only a new state government can apply for international recognition, can apply for a country to recognize the new country. These are the international laws that we are talking about. These are what they ask us to do. Is what the government of United States of Biafra has overmet these criteria that we're talking about. Our people like where they gossip. That is how we are. We never change our method. We never change our reasoning. Until we decide to change the way we reason, that is why we can get it right. Even with our Biafran people. What are you listening to the platform where you go? Where you go, you laugh, you talk about one person every blessed day. Enough is enough for me. I don't have that kind of energy. We are looking for things that will change our mindset. The truth comes at last. What we are doing right now, that's something that we almost deserve to know. It's something that we deserve to know. It's something that is our right to do. Do you see how they refer that word bridge? He said it's carry you know the harmony voices that made up of a music. But what is the name of the thing? A music. Can you change name of, instead of writing my name of my music is and say my bridge name is music? No. It is a map out words organization that whenever you use it to fight or build something, people of the government of country might look for it and say, okay, let's see what they're doing. And they said, Bridge carries everything about Biafra. When we are in the facto government, we're under Bridge, right? In everything we do, our fundraising, our outing, our document, that is why the Nigerian woman who was on Banjo African Court have the temerity, the audacity to trash out and tear Biafra petition against Nigeria about to be submitted because of we are in a group. Now we are a country. If anybody tears this from any organization, the government will sue those people. The government of Biafra is going to sue all of them. You need to understand. You don't have to be deceived. That is why I'm here to tell you the truth. What are you still waiting? Why are you being deceived at all times? Why can't you reason yourself? After using a bridge as a transition for a new country declaration, can they use bridge to get international recognition under international law? Listen.
No, a name alone, even a symbolic one like bridge, cannot be used to gain international recognition under international law. The process for a new entity to become a recognized state is governed by specific legal criteria and is ultimately a political act.
I hope you had it. They said no, hell no. Not capital no is what they use. A name alone, even a symbolic one like bridge, cannot be used to gain international recognition under international law. There is a process. The process is what the government of United States of Biafra is taking. That's what they are doing. Why are you panic? Why are you afraid? Why can't you understand that those that are talking about bridge are colluded, they are masters, and they were paid from Nigerian agents to destroy what we are doing? They said a name of a group can never get an international recognition for a new state. It cannot get an international recognition for a new state, even from Africa. I ever ask you, when the Duke was fighting, why did he not stop and said, okay, now for 1 year I am fighting, no recognition from other country, even Africa, let me go back and answer Eastern South region until I get recognition, then I will use in Biafra. That's why I told you that when you look at it very well, you may understand it particularly perfectly that when people that fall back telling you that it's only when a country recognizes you that they are going to be in bridge until the recognition, it simply means you are not a country and you are telling another country to call you a country. How? And this one is not there is a criteria. When we met all those criteria, and international said because of the name is bridge, they can never use it to get recognition for a new state. A new state working government is legal to enter into relationship, to sign documents, to make a promise, to tell you what they want and what we can give to them. The oil in Biafra and their cleaners, the oil is not finishing for 1 day. That is why we must use what we have, get what we want. Give them quantum, it's not finishing. That is why they want to wipe people away from Biafra land because of oil everywhere. The one in Okigwe is they just go that it can never finish. They not even touch its hand. That is why Okigwe is under hot every blessed day. It's not just about Biafra. It's about taking over our land, our resources. That is why they're buying our people, because they don't want anybody to talk. But I tell God today, we have where we can talk. We have many people to know what we're doing. I want to know if you are still here. Do we continue or do we stop? Tell me your opinion. Let me know the next step I am taking. Do you want us to continue or do you want us to stop? What is in your mind? Are you still here? Are you still here? Can someone tell me what do you think? Do we continue or do we stop? And the number to call is still available in case if you want to call on +97336051337. That is the number to call. My people ask a question, do we continue or do we stop? Are we still here listening? Because when I know that you are listening, that is when I will do more. What we have to present about this bridge is so plenty. I ask, do we continue or do we stop, my people? And the number to call, remember, is +97336051337. Our people, are we still here? Do we continue or do we stop? What is in your mind? Based on the one you have heard from me so far, so good. While we are here, our people are coming in more and more. I can see the like increasing. Do we continue? Do we continue, my people? Do we continue? You can call if you want to. If you have the chance to call, you can call, please. Also to give what I am doing a good voice if you wish to call. Please. You can also support the page with anything you like, super chats, whatever you can give for us to build, because we have just started building this platform. Please, you can also do so. Happy Ume, good evening, you're welcome, my brother or my sister. Yeah, happy Ume, my sister, you're welcome. Thank you so much. Do we continue? Or do you want us to refresh back what we have did? Do you want us to refresh so others may understand it? If you want us to refresh the program or to bring one or two things out more, please, on the comment section, when I see it, then I might know what to do. I want you to know that everything we are doing is our time to do it. It's not anybody's time. It's not anybody's right. It's our own right to do it. Oh, thank you so much, Happy Ume. You're always here to do something wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We want to build this platform. To make sure we have what it takes when we come like this, we put this document in front of this channel so everybody can see it. Everybody can see it. Thank you so much. We must continue. We must continue. Happy Ume. Thank you. In everything that we are doing, we must continue. What we did this night is all about the so-called name called Bridgie. For you to understand what they used to make our people, what they used to deceive our people. In explanation of the name called Bridge, they said it's a transition of a group of people to accomplish what they want to do. After accomplishing it, it dies, and the name of the what we have accomplished take over from there. So will be told that after declaration that what we're going to be answering is what? United States of Biafra. And the name was fully endorsed by some of our people. The name was fully endorsed by some of our people. Hey, my brother, thank you so much. Akubilo, thank you so much. I see your super chats. Thank you so much. We must continue. We must continue. Thank you so much. We only try to build this platform. We want to put all these things in stream of laptop. A country where we are, we just thrive and how things it is, but we must make it up to our people. When you understand the importance of what we are doing, then you may know how you can take it. Yes. Let me refresh your mind. If a group is fighting for their freedom, use a name like Bridget to get people together after their declaration, can they use the name Bridget get international recognition? Can they use this name to get what? Recognition? The answer is no. Why is a name like Bridgie could be a powerful symbolic choice? It is a choice to use that particular name, but it's not a choice to answer a country. A country is something you must answer. It's a choice. Let one man can use IPOB, indigenous people. Man, someone never use Bridge. And they told us here, no matter the name of the group, on its okay, let me calm down. It does not, on its own, grant international recognition for a group fighting for a freedom, for an independent country or a new state. A group, a name called Bridgie, can never get an international recognition. This is international law. You know that's what we are doing here. This is from Montevideo Convention, 1933. This particular one is from Article 5, paragraph 6 to 7. They said no. That a name Bridgie, no matter a name or they said, God. International recognition is a complex process that depends on various factors beyond a group names. Beyond a group names. Beyond a group names. And what do you think? What is your stake on this? After you have had this, that's why I told you, please like and share. What you hear here, what you hear on this platform is not what you hear on that platform. That's why I told you, this is the side I choose to do, no matter how little those that are watching me is. It doesn't, what matters that there's those that are listening. Then what you can do for me, when you share it, the other people may know. For a new country to get an international recognition under UN or a state, it must declare officially independency and they have a workable government that protects the citizens, the border, the territory. A new state government will apply for recognition from other countries. A new country government has the legal legitimacy to apply for UN membership and also to seek for recognition from other country states. Are you following? A bridge cannot. They said no group of name in this world that can get us into recognition or even have. Okay, use the example of what happened in 1967 to 1970. Did any group recognize Ojukwu? The countries in Africa that recognize them, are they not a country? Once a country is being declared officially standing on the existing protocol of this Montevideo Convention, where I am saying the world, the white people, that they are lying, their documents is another different thing. Their mind is evil. Their mind is what? Evil. Because if the minds of the world, the criminality, the corruption of the world is true, by now, Nigeria are not supposed to be in Biafra land. That is why it is in our hand to take our destiny. It is in our land, it is in our right, it is in our hand to defend our land as a new nation. These are the things that we are bringing to your notice for you to know. They also said that media is very important. That's why I told you. We must change our narrative of things we do in social media. We must use international law to bombard them on social media so they will know that nothing they are hiding from us, that we have understand it. What are you still waiting? What are you still waiting? Victor, I see you. You're welcome. Thank you so much. Media, public media, what we are doing in S-handle, what we are doing is not about talking of those that they are not important in what we are doing. They said that a social media is an avenue to campaign for a significant movement of a new country. Getting an international recognition depends on another body of social media. Let me ask a question. Making some expression to ourselves, can we get attention of the world? They only see that how irrelevant we are, that we can, how we are staggering ourselves. That's why I said it's no longer the time to stagger ourselves anymore. It's not. It's no longer the time for us to continue doing such things. We need to present ourselves how ready we are. The things that we're focusing on is what they call our internal problem. That's after recognition. The law can take care of it and put everybody where you belong. These are the truths that we all must know. These are the truths that every one of us need to understand, and this is the truth that we have to deal with. Help the government. Help your government by what you present in social media, telling them how Nigeria is corrupt and how Nigeria is killing our people. A name called Bridgie can never, they say, hell no, it can never get a new country recognition under international law. They are deceiving you. And I am giving you Afunanya Ekwe. Why are you shying away from it? Why running away from the Afunanya Ekwe which you needed? That is why people are not understanding the importance of government right now. Until we do, until we understand the importance of what we have achieved and protect it, broadcast for it, campaign for it, to let the world know our stand, that we have stand on our mandate of declaration of United States of Biafra as a new country that are going to save our life and who we are. They use that word bridge in many factors, in many things we are doing. Even those are even musicians. Even musicians. Bridge is involved in what they are doing. Why our people? That's why I will tell that ignorance is not a excuse in the eyes of the Lord. That is why we must present this. I don't know whether you like what we are doing. I don't know whether you like what I am doing on this platform. Just for you, that's why I said, if you don't know what I'm doing, that is the only thing I can do. I don't. This is extra. This is my own part of the job. For you to know the right thing. Listen to this. After using a bridge as a transition for a new country declaration, can they use bridge to get international law? This is MONTEVIDEO Convention, Article 1, Paragraph 1. That we have read and read. And see, no matter how you go around or search, they will tell you no. And the Ogenkere, Elias and Godabri, where are you getting these things that you're using for? Because of you see that Ogenkere head is too small and you can use him. Let me repeat here again. After using a bridge as a transition for a new country declaration, can they use bridge after declaration to get international recognition? Or say, hell no. Or say again, no, na man any bridge. We want recognition both in Africa, both in international level. It's not possible. Ejikeme, good evening, my brother. Thank you for coming in. I can see you. I can see you. Listen to this. I'm calling my people. Because I want to understand it clearly. I am not the one. It's not my word. The only thing I do is to find these documents where they hide it and bring it out to you. So you can
a name
know.
alone, even a symbolic one like bridge, cannot be used to gain international recognition under international law. The process for a new entity to become a recognized state is governed by specific legal criteria and is ultimately a political act. Criteria for statehood. Under international law, particularly as outlined in the Montevideo Convention of 1933, an entity must meet 4 specific criteria to be considered a state.
They must meet what? Some criteria. To consider as a state, not as a bridge. After using a bridge to fight for what? A declaration. To fight, to declare a country. Now they fall back. Now them, can they use it to get national or say, hell no! A name, even a symbolic one like bridge, BRIG, cannot be used to gain an international recognition under international law. The process for a new entity, a new country to become a recognized state, to become a recognized country, is governed by specific legal criteria and the ultimate a political act. Ngozi Orebeze is from People's Congress Party, People's Congress of Nigeria. She is a politician. Do you know her brother is in government in Anambra State? He want to see, it's all about politics. Sumokoko. That's what it is. If you know the game, you know. Who no go? No. Until you go, then you will know. I know why. That is what we use when we are in Biafra land. When I was in the zoo, tell you that who no go, no. In a criteria to be a state, do you hear the name Bridge? They told that Bridge is I told you here, Bridge is just a party name where people gather to one general election to go and rule a state or a country. This is what simply means. After you have won an election, are you going to stay under that party and use that party to be telling America to recognize you? To tell another to recognize you? We, our people, what happened to our because of money? It doesn't work anywhere. I have searched to try to understand if there is any way this name Bridge can get us international recognition, my people. I could not see till today. I couldn't see. How can CROC get recognition? I could not see. How can falling back get recognition? I could not see. How can IPOB, they say, despite the name of the organization, is not legitimacy to get a recognition for a declaration for a country that was declared officially. After you had this, you think we must know that everything we're doing is in our time to do it. Honestly, it's our time. That's why we social media right now, to present all this that was hiding for us in a criteria to to be a state. You know it all. I have already proved it 1,000 times from you. Under international law, particularly, is outlined in the Montevideo Convention 1933, Article 1, Paragraph 1, 2, 3. Make it so be something very specific that you may understand. A permanent population, there must be a certain community of people living in a territory. In Biafra land, our people, are they not living there? Please like and share as you come. People are living there. That's why it's a territory. A defined territory, the entity must have control over a specific land. We have it. A government capacity to enter into relation with other states, not with other group. That's what they told that after declaration of a country, no amount of groups in the world, all these things we are seeing today, MASOB, IPOB, everybody must be under United States of Biafra, whether you like it or not. That is what international approved to us. That is what they proved to us. I have checked and checked and searched and searched. Let me know if anywhere I can find this word bridge, how they suit in what we are doing. My people, I could not find anywhere. And what I continuously hearing is a country, a state criteria, a state that's something. This, oh my God! I see you, our sister Rose. See you coming. Good evening from here. Like I said, our line is still open in case if anyone want to call to contribute in what we are doing. You are free to do that. You are free to call. If you have been following us as we are moving, I want you to know that everything that we are doing. A bridge, meaning the full meaning of a bridge is a what? A transition movement. Even Christianity, a Christian religion counterpart can use that name. A name for various non-political organizations. A bridge is a non-political organization. They are not a country. They use the name bridge they said use a name of bridge to describe and present a mission that people are into. You can call a bridge a mission. A mission. Because of your envy and your jealousness, you refuse to understand the truth. Using the name bridge to work to get recognition under Montevideo Convention. Listen to this. Listen, I want you to listen to this. It doesn't work. And it never worked before.
The term Montevideo Convention refers to the Montevideo Convention on the Rights and Duties of States, a treaty signed in 1933 that is widely considered the standard for defining statehood in international law. To be recognized as a state under this convention, an entity must meet 4 specific criteria. The name you use, Bridge to Work, does not meet any of these requirements and therefore cannot be recognized as a state. Here are the 4 criteria from Article 1 of the Montevideo Convention. A permanent population. There must be a stable community of people living within the entity. A defined territory. The entity must have a clear, distinct geographical area. A government. There must be a functioning political authority that exercises effective control over the territory and its population. Capacity to enter into relations with other states. The entity must be independent and able to engage in diplomatic relations, make treaties, and interact with other nations. A name or an organization, like Bridge to Work, does not fulfill these criteria because it is not a sovereign political entity with its own territory, population, and government.
Sorry, I want to be something. I want to hear something.
A group with the name Bridge cannot be recognized as a new country after a declaration of independence. The name of the
Do you hear it? Does it stand clearly? This is under Montevideo Convention. I hope you had it here. no group with the name Bridge can be recognized as a new country after declaration of independence. Go to MONTEVIDEO Convention, Chiamaka Jere Sonny Akbarawe layers. Article 3 is what I am playing out to you here. Article 3, paragraph 4, 7, 9, and 10 is what I'm playing out here. Why I'm calling is I want you to go and search so you won't be deceived. Also, no group with the name Bridge can be recognized as a country after a declaration of independence. No name like that. No a group names can recognize as an independent country. You must meet those criteria they mentioned here. The name of the entity is relevant. The name United States of Biafra, the name United States of Biafra is what? Is relevant to the process of becoming a country. Not a bridge is relevant in the process of becoming a country. Now they said after declaration, the name of the country is relevant to the process of becoming a country. The name. Recognition as a sovereign state is a complex process governed by international law and the political conditions. For a new entity to be considered as a state, it must meet legal criteria. A country, not individual, not bridge, not IPOB, not MASOB, not autopilot. That is what Bato be run from autopilot to bridge as a mission, as a transition to final destination of United States of Biafra. Somebody who wants to go to university must go to primary school. And after you went to university, you fall back to primary school. Where? How? You come and present a document of secondary and the primary. That is what they are telling you in a common word. They said no country will use a name bridge to recognize bridge as a country. For how long are you going to be waiting for what? For how long are you contributing your money for what can never happen, and you leave the existing thing that can happen tomorrow and putting your money in what does not yield any fruit? My people, are we understanding it? Can we continue or do we stop? Are you tired? Do you want us to finish it this night? Are you tired of listening? Are you tired? The number to call still remains +97 33 6051 337. If you want to call, you are free to call. To bring what is out in your mind and what you understand in what we are doing this night. What do you think about what we are doing? Is it something that we need to do more? But this is the only way. This is only what I think I can do. Every other thing that is being said has said in every other platform. That is why when you send me some videos, that video, and after playing it and looking at that video, listen to it, I will see that maybe Humble Lion has said something very clearly to that. I don't need to come and do it, because they say we must use the social media to help our government to push to the narrative of the world that we understand the impact of the criteria of all these Geneva Convention, MONTEVIDEO Convention, and the UN Charter. We have to believe and put it on them. That's where the lawyer will say, I put it on you. We are putting it to those who meant those laws, that we have met those criteria, that we have overmet it. That is what we are doing this night. That's what we choose to do. So, What we are doing is very important to us. What we are doing. It is a time to change our narrative. It's a time to change things we are discussing. It's a time to not give things that does not yield a fruit on the international global stage our time, moreover. That is the time we are into. And the name bridge does not fulfill any of them. For a new entity to become considered as a state, it must meet specific legal criteria, and the name bridge does not fulfill any of these criteria for us to be a new nation, for us to be a country, for us to get recognition from other countries. I hope you are hearing. Yes, I thank you for that comment. Akubilo, EGKM, I can see you. Thank you so much. Those are commenting. I can see you. I will see mentioning your name once you're commenting. Under international law, they say under MONTEVIDEO Convention that a name bridge does not meet any fulfillment of becoming a nation. Recognition. They will not use them. What Ogenkere, Sonny Akbarawa presenting with the old fool following them, the old intellectuals following them, and those who are running from there to there, from pillar to pillar. They cannot. They said, hell no, hell no, that they cannot get recognition for United States of Biafra after our declaration. No group with the name Bridge cannot be recognized as a new country after declaration of independence. Bridge died that day. We stood up in Finland. People was Ngozi Rebeze could have not denounced it, could have not stopped them. It could have not no. They said here, this is where what she did, a law back it up, that after that day, the name Bridge stopped exist in the midst of using to fight for Biafra, because we have got to the final point. What is the final point? Our official declaration that happened on November 29, 2024. Yes. Ogenkere is just deceiving the gullible Biafrans and collecting their money. That is truth. That is truth. Akubilo, my brother, in USD we stand. Put it in USBG we stand. Come on, I own the government. Remember our code. I just keep saying today, let me know if anybody can remember our code. #Finland. Release Simon Ekpa, a prisoner of conscience. Nigeria government, Nigeria government with Britain or UK, release Nnamdi Kanu alive, a prisoner of conscience. That is the code of this platform. I remain silent is over 2 hours. If somebody can put it in the comment section. The person who does that is not, maybe he's not online. Official AJ, once he comes, he'll just knock it on our comment section. Remember, #Finland government, free Simon Ekpa, a prisoner of conscience. Hey, yeah, thank you. So you're a woman. Thank you so much. Wow, Akubilo. Okay, Flora Akubilo, yes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. My people, are we making common sense? Are we progressing in educating ourselves gradually? I hope we are meeting those. I hope we are doing a little bit, something that can change something. Yes, educate my justice. Ekwem said yes. So Thank you so much. When I see those comments, it encourage me to do more. Thank you so much. Yes, we are for over 2 days. We are not social because of our job. It's getting very tight. So, but we are here today. And also sometimes when you did not see me, man, I need to go and research more and be current on what I want to do. I don't want to say something that don't have backup under international law. I want to something that have backup. Something that when you had it, you would like to go and search on your own. That is why I am mentioning from the place I'm getting what I'm doing, so you may understand it. Nobody will deceive us anymore. The time to deceive is what? Over. We, the Biafran people, no matter how small our platform is for now, that time will come when the platform will be a bigger platform, when we put our link, everybody can come in and contribute. And you must contribute on what I am saying, not on what you want. But now, sometimes they will give a chance for people to come to say their mind. Let's continue. The most widely accepted legal framework for define a state is in the MONTEVIDEO Convention on the Rights and Duties of a State, 1933. According to this convention, an entity must pass the following 4 criteria to consider a state, not to consider a bridge. Those criteria are what? Anywhere you carry this thing, anywhere no matter how I twist it, no matter how I write, no matter how I search it, it gives me one thing: a population, a permanent population, There must be a stable community of people living with the territory, a defined territory, a government capable to enter into relation with other states. That's in the 2 years ago. Say, we went to a certain house. We went to Washington, D.C. One day, now scam, they scam you. Now juju be that. Now why you? Now photo. It doesn't work anywhere. Elias no. Only that he look at Ogenkere with his small head, and he know that he can use Ogenkere to make money he has never made since he travel, despite Nigeria using him and Ogenkere. If they are working for Simon Eba, when our Master has said, withdraw the case, what happened? That is how you will know who is for you and who is not for you. You look at Ogenkere, Isiarere, the small head, know that I can use this man to make money. They will deceive him, and they deceive the gullible because of the interest of what he included with Nigeria government to achieve. Listen to this. We must continue.
The entity is irrelevant to the process of becoming a country. Recognition as a sovereign state is a complex process governed by international law and political considerations. For a new entity to be considered a state, it must meet specific legal criteria, and the name, bridge, does not fulfill any of them.
The name bridge does not fulfill any of them. The name bridge does not fulfill any of them that can make us to get international recognition under MONTEVIDEO Convention, 1933. Where are these people since all these years they're in social media doing saga like we go 247? Are you hearing this? Why are you not teaching us all these years? You see, this is how I mention their name, what I'm doing. When I see someone that needs to tag, I will tag their name, all of them. Bridge does not fulfill any of the criteria for us to get international recognition or for us to be a state after official declaration. They said after declaration of independence, anything group, they died, they stopped working from that day that we went to Finland, November 29, that historical day that we almost remember. in our life. That is the day IPOB, Masop, Autopilot, Bridgie. That is the day that all of them end. Forget this shenanigan of CROC and all of them. Where are they? Who are them? Nigeria paid all of them. Nigeria is a country that borrows money to sponsor a crime. That is Nigeria for you. You never know. You must continue.
For statehood. The most widely accepted legal framework for defining a state is the Montevideo Convention on the Rights and Duties of States, 1933. According to this convention, an entity must possess the following 4 criteria to be considered a state: a permanent population, there must be a stable community of people living within the territory, a defined territory, the entity must control a clear, distinct geographical area, a government, there must be a functioning political authority that exercises effective control over the territory and its people, capacity to enter into relations with other states, the entity must be independent and able to engage in diplomatic relations, make treaties, and interact with other nations. A group named Bridge would likely be an organization, not a sovereign entity that meets these criteria. Even if the group claimed to meet the requirements, its name would not be a factor in the recognition process.
Do you hear that? One night I did boutique and keep Basel for the bridge. For how many days? What we are doing is about bridge. So our document is full. Even till tomorrow morning, we are going to discuss, debunk this name bridge. I got one within the national law. A name bridge would likely to be an organization, not a sovereign state. Hey. Not what? A sovereign state, a sovereign entity that met those criteria. Even if the group claimed to meet the requirement, it means its name would not be a factor in the recognition process of a new country. When I got in here, I pause. I take my time to think. Now I fully know after here. It's give me the idea why Obatobie run for declaration of United States of Biafra very fast. I would advise, Happy said, I would advise USB not to show anyone they are working with, so they will not be bribed. You are right, Happy Man. You are right. Ejike said, my brother, you are really doing a good job for Biafras. Continue in your good teaching. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let us explain here. A group named Bridgie will likely be an organization. A group named Bridgie would likely be an organization, not a sovereign entity, not a sovereign state that met the criteria. Even if the group claim to meet the requirements, its names would not be a factor in the recognition of process of a new country. Ana amayari na go na photo. You see Vugi, a mechanic man. We see arere. Yes. Happy man. This is why the Fallout group does not use USB declaration or even the decentralization. Yes, so I want you to know one thing here that are very, very imperative for us to understand. When you read this particular paragraph, You pause, you think. Do you see where Obato will be run to for declaration? They said, even if they claim, hey, God, even Bridge claim that they met all the criteria to be a country. They said their name, the name Bridge, would not be a factor in the process of recognition. That is why everything about Bridge ended on November 29, 2024. The enemy decided to use it. Any of Biafran people decide to use it. This is where you will see Obato will be a run for declaration. Use 1 year to prepare for this declaration. Tell me what Obato will be take 1 year to prepare for accept this declaration. A name Bridge would likely a group name Bridge would likely be an organization, not a sovereign state or a sovereign entity that met this criteria, even though the group claim to meet the requirement. Its name would not be a factor in the recognition process of a new state. My people, are you hearing what I'm hearing? Are you hearing what I'm hearing? That's why I asked Elias in my last video 2 days ago, Elias, where are you getting this document, this history, this your constitution, this national law used to deceive these people? Where? Is it this one that we are digging ground here to find out? Is this one that on this document that I'm reading here, under Montevideo Convention? Even in terms of recognition of United States of Biafra, nothing like we get it, we are bridging. No, they said hell no. Even though they claim, like what they are claiming in social media, even though they claim that they are not going to be recognized. Oh, Guinea. I don't know why they hide all these things in this way. Remember, our line is still open if you want to call. Remember, our line is still open. The number +9 733 60 51 337. Please, that is the number to call if you want to call to also to enlighten or your own view in what you had right now. Among those that have did this particular place on international law, under Montevideo Convention, and even though they claim, like what you see them claiming today, what is this Yamaka Ogenkere, Sonia Prawa? What is all this shenanigan they are doing? They say, even though they claim the most of criteria, that their name can never be. Oh my God. Chai. We perish because of lack of research. That is why I don't know it. Ignorance is not excuse the eyes of the law. When I start researching, when I see Obato Obie, I start trying to know my right and know how things works. Hope you can hear it clearly. Chai. Chai. Oh my God. Here break me down and encourage me that we have a government, a workable government that is functioning. A group named Bridge would likely be an organization, not a sovereign entity not a sovereign state that met the criteria, even if the group claim to meet the requirements, its names would not be a factor or remembered in the recognition process. Only United States of Biafra name will be recognized. It's like when you are building a house, you have a carpenter, you have a mason, you have a laborer, you have a smith. You know, after building the house and paint it, it's the only name of engineer is what you hear. You have a painter also. You have those who dig soccer well. Their name will not be mentioned when the house completed. They will say, go and call this engineer. He is the one who built that house. Eh? Chai, my people. Arumekwa. If I am like what Master Kanu said. Honestly, my people, what is this? What is this? Somebody have to call to please to help the program to carry on. I have talked for 1 hour 30 minutes, 2 hours 30 minutes. One call can refresh I will refresh myself. We must continue.
The role of recognition. Even if a group were to meet the criteria of the Montevideo Convention, formal recognition is still crucial. While the declaratory theory of statehood holds that an entity becomes a state once it meets the criteria, the constitutive theory argues that recognition by other states is a prerequisite. In practice, both are important. Recognition by other countries, and particularly by the United Nations, is essential for a new state to function in the international community, gain diplomatic immunity, and enter into treaties.
Do you hear it? Is it sweet on your ear? Do you have hope now that the government is doing the right thing? I hope you have had it clearly for you to know that the government is doing the right and well thing. The role of recognition. If a group were to meet the criteria of the Montevideo Convention, formal recognition is still crucial. What we did. Why the declaration theory of a stakeholder holds that an entity becoming a state once it meets the criteria. The constitutive theory urges that recognition by other states is a precedent in both an important recognitions by other countries. Who are they going to recognize? A country, not individual, not a group. They said a bridge. That is why I told you, all this is a group. We are no longer there. We are no longer there. Why are you wasting time on things that are not matters? Do you understand that everything we do, there is a reason? Oh God. I don't want to be doing this thing alone, honestly. That is why I said I call for support. Anything you can do to support this platform. Now we have added super chat on it. You can give us a super chat for us to get what it takes to, like when we come, we stream this thing live, we put this document, we all read it openly. We read it in openly place. Everybody will understand and see it. If you think what we are doing was for you to help us to build this platform, please, whatever you give, Elohim will bless you, give you abundantly. Whatever you give your widow's mind on this platform, Elohim will reward you. As we use it to educate ourselves, to put enemy to shame. Imagine how this thing I'm reading now is out on a screen. And the enemies are seeing it. Just imagine how it look like. Look at it. If this I am reading, this document is out on a screen. Have you think of how it has been. So the enemies also, they can read from there. The enemies, they can read from there. If a group named Bridge will likely be an organization, not a sovereign entity, not a sovereign state that met the criteria, even if they claim, even as what Ogen creates, what they are claiming. Hey, Guinea, what they are claiming. Its name would not be a factor in the recognition process. What is happening? Please share this program. If you like, you can please share this program. People know that we are live and we are direct. Please share this program. You can cut this particular area. A group named Bridge would likely be an organization, not a sovereign state, not a sovereign entity that met the criteria, if even though they claim to meet the requirement, its name would not be a factor, will not appear in the process of recognition. I hope you understand it very well. Recognition by the other countries, and particularly by the United Nations, is essentially for a new state to function in the international community. A new state, not Bridge. They have trash it, put it in dustbin in sewage. Okay, Elias. They say even though they claim that they met this criteria, that their name are not going to appear at all in what we are doing in the process of recognition. You would not, nobody will give them any eyes in what we are doing to organize them. Where do they get this, their law? Where do they get the international law, even the local law that are guiding what they are doing? Only to make you money. Only to thief from people, only to steal from people. That is all they are doing. That is only what they care for. Nothing more than that. Nothing. Deceiving our people, collecting their money for those who want to be deceived. We're not somebody like AGK may refuse to be deceived. Somebody like Madam Rose refused to be deceived, and others in the comment section. Someone like me, I refuse to be deceived. I refuse to be deceived by these gullibles and what they are doing. No, a group with the name Bridge cannot be recognized as a country after a declaration of independence of a new state. These are key headlines that you must carry in your mind. Remember, this is under Montevideo Convention 1933. Remember, they are the one telling us this. So if Ogenkere like, let him fly. They said, even if they claim, so the world know that they are claiming. They said, even if they claim to meet those criteria, that the name Bridge can never appear in any form of the process of recognition of United States of Biafra as a country. Bridge will not appear. IPOB will never appear. One day we must be happy and jubilate. We must be happy that we have a government who understands this international law and they hold its hand very strong. Their name will never come close. Their name will never come close in what we are doing, in the process of organizing Biafra. That's why I told you that after building a house, you have an engineer, you have electrical wiring man, you have a tiler, you have a mason, you have a POP man, you have a paint man. When the house finishes and the owner pack into his house, when somebody passes, they will say, please go and call me this engineer. The only engineer will be ruling that area. The only name of the engineer, what we are going to be hearing. The engineer. They refuse, they forget all the board that to put the house in order. They mention only what? An engineer. This is exactly what we are doing. This is where we are. So I told you, you don't have to be deceived anymore. The truth will come at last. Hadaino comes at last. You never know that Hadaino comes at last. Let's read it again together.
No, a group with the name Bridge cannot be recognized as a new country after a declaration of independence. The name of the entity is irrelevant to the process of becoming a country. Recognition as a sovereign state is a complex process governed by international law and political considerations. For a new entity to be considered a state, it must meet specific legal criteria, and the name, Bridge, does not fulfill any of them. Criteria for statehood. The most widely accepted legal framework for defining a state is the Montevideo Convention on the Rights and Duties of States, 1933. According to this convention, an entity must possess the following 4 criteria to be considered a state: a permanent population, there must be a stable community of people living within the territory, a defined territory, the entity must control a clear, distinct geographical area, a government, there must be a functioning political authority that exercises effective control over the territory and its people, capacity to enter into relations with other states, the entity must be independent and able to engage in diplomatic relations, make treaties, and interact with other nations. A group named Bridge would likely be an organization, not a sovereign entity that meets these criteria. Even if the group claimed to meet the requirements, its name would not be a factor in the recognition process. The role of recognition. Even if a group were to meet the criteria of the Montevideo Convention, formal recognition is still crucial. While the declaratory theory of statehood holds that an entity becomes a state once it meets the criteria, the constitutive theory argues that recognition by other states is a prerequisite. In practice, both are important. Recognition by other countries, and particularly by the United Nations, is essential for a new state to function in the international community, gain diplomatic immunity, and enter into treaties.
I hope it sounds clearly. I hope this thing sound clearly on your ear. For those who are just coming in, do you get all we did here? Do you understand it? I want this particular article to be in your mind. No, a group with the name Bridge cannot be organized as a country after declaration of independence. After what happened in Finland, no group of name will be recognized. IPOB, Autopilot, Masob, none of them can come close. They are like a house builder. When you are building a house, you have an engineer, right? You have a mason. You have a carpenter man. You have a plumber. you have a tiler, you have a painter, and you have electrical man. All these people, they are part of the thing that makes this house stand. But when this house is fully accomplished, what you will hear, the only of the engineer is what you will be hearing. They have forgotten mason, they have forgotten electrician. Everything lies on the name of engineer. That is why they told you that after official declaration, that is a very crucial and a very important, that's in none of any other country, that none of this country, that none of this individual group will be recognized at all. They don't know them. In the process of getting the recognition after declaration, nothing concerns name of bridge. They have trashed it with international MONTEVIDEO Convention. That is why I ask people like Ogenkere. Ogenkere does not read now. Sonia Akparawa and the layers. Now, there is another place I want you to have in your mind. The name of the entity is irrelevant to the process of becoming a country. Now we have the process of becoming a country. The name bridge is no need. Recognition as a sovereign state is a complex process governed by international law and political consideration. For a new entity to be considered a state, it must meet specific legal criteria, and the name bridge does not fulfill any of them. The name bridge does not fulfill any of these criteria of the stakeholder. The name bridge doesn't fulfill. What are those things that they did not fulfill? The most widely accepted legal framework for defining a state is the MONTEVIDEO Convention on the Right and Duties of a State, 1933. According to this convention, an entity must possess the following 4 criteria to become a considered state. 1. A permanent population. There must be a stable community of people living within the territory. A defined territory. The entity must control its clear distance geographical area. A government that must be functioning, political authority that is effectively control over territory and its people. Are you following? Capacity to enter into relationship with other states. Remember they told us that the name bridge does not work. It doesn't follow. A group named bridge would likely be an organization, not a sovereign entity or a sovereign state after declaration of independence of a new country that met the sovereignty, that met the criteria. Even if they claimed to meet this requirement, its names would not be a factor in the recognition process. My people, I hope you grab here very well. I hope you do understand it very well, because this is where the matter ends. We must continue preaching this gospel, because I know how many people have called me offline and said, what you are doing has changed my mind. I understand the plan of the government. That's when I know that what I'm doing that is going fast, no matter how small it is. That's why I told you, I want to build this platform to become a bigger platform. Now you can give us a super chat. Honestly, want to build it. I can't do it alone, depending on the country where I am and what I'm passing through here. No matter how good it is, I need your support. You can support us through your super chat. You can support us through calling us on private line and tell us what you want What you ask us what we want and what you can be able to fulfill. Any your widow's mind to support. The platform has clicked on. That is why you can see this brightness and every other thing that is going on. You no longer see me putting my face on when I'm reading. There is a 2 sisters that supported what we are doing. No, 3 sisters who has give their widow's mind. And after they send what I get, I send it to them to see things I got to build the platform, and we are there already. So please support us to finish it. Support us to finish it if you like what we are doing. If you want this particular message to be going viral, you have to support us. You have to do that so others can hear it. It can go viral as the way we can. They told you here that in the process of a new country, it must specific legal criteria, and the name bridge does not fulfill any of them. This name bridge doesn't fulfill any of all these names. Remember, I asked you that if you want to call, you are free to call. The number to call is +9733 6051 337, only on WhatsApp. Only on WhatsApp. You can call. You can call my people to support or to put your own voice in what we are doing before we can be able to close it this night. So when you jam those bridges, please throw them all this so they may know that you understand why you support United States of Biafra government as your country, as your own country, as our own country. They may understand you very well, not at your back, at your front. You prove to them why you have to do what you are doing. I want you to know that everything that the name bridge can never come close to international law. When you see them snapping for it in America, they are deceiving you. After you have listened to this, remove Ngozo Rabez in your mind. Listen to the truth first. Remove Ngozo Rabez in your mind, but do what? Listen to the truth. Listen to the law. Listen to the international law that guides you, even if you want Biafra. And how do you want it? Without a government, without declaration, nobody will look at you. That's why they see us as a rebel. They see us as insurgency. That's why they charge our leaders terrorism charges here and there. Instead of you to help put hand to end it, you are helping the enemies to be cascading. Look at the life of Mazdan Kano today. Look at Mazdan Kano language in the SS dungeon. Even upon this impression that he's not feeling fine, they could not allow him to go to hospital because they see our people as people that they map out for them to destroy and die. That is why they know what they are doing. You never understand it. If you never you're on your own, that is why you must do everything possible to stand outside of the government to make that everything goes right. To make that everything is well understood. To make that everything is something that we can be able to manage ourselves for our new country and be alive forever and ever. My people, from me, I waited for nobody call, and this is all I have to do this night until we turn back early morning again. We will normally do it Biafran time, 5 to 5:30, 6 o'clock. That's when we'll come alive this morning because their work has changed. So we'll be able to have our routine morning broadcast as it hot. Please, we must continue doing this as this particular thing of international law, exposing them and letting them to know we understand it, and also telling those who are deceiving our people that what you does not have a backup. You are a criminal, you are a 419er, you are a rook. That is who you are when you continue deceiving our people because of your think that you can deceive them. I see Liliana. Good evening. You're welcome. Thank you so much. I see you. Shabu Kahera. I greet you. Thank you so much. Just like, subscribe on the YouTube page, RealBiafraTv, my people. From me, from here, it is a good morning, also good night, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your time and location. Until we meet again, have a wonderful day.